Who's that Pokemon? If you can guess which Pokemon I use in the background of this video's thumbnail, I will heart your comment, and the first one to get it right will get pinned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about 30 cards for $30. First up, I have a couple vintage cards. I usually don't talk about vintage cards, but I'm going to quickly talk about 3 as an example, and quite frankly, I feel like the vintage market is generally just underrated right now compared to the modern market. So that being said, here are a couple of vintage cards. This Alakazam, this OG Alakazam, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, selling recently for $25 lightly played, near mint $28.46, near mint $29.99. So not bad, pretty good deal for an awesome card from my childhood. Next up, I have this Ninetales, arguably one of the best looking Pokemon, just so aesthetically pleasing, so majestic, so elegant. This card really pops. I feel like the red and orange of the borders, and then the blue of the background, and then the yellow of the Ninetales, it really just pops, and I think it's a beautiful card. I never had one growing up, but right now they are going for a pretty good price. You can get some lightly played copies for around $12. This near mint says $56.95, but if you click on it, it's actually a PSA 8 card. It's a graded card. So that being said, you know, lightly played. I don't mind lightly played, especially because I don't mind buying cards and then just selling them ungraded later if they're up, rather than grading them. I know grading is a whole thing. I haven't really got into that myself. If you're interested in that, maybe I can make a video on that, or if you have any advice on that, let me know, because I know there's big bucks to be made with slabs and stuff like that. But yeah, this Ninetales lightly played for around $12. For me, a binder collector that collects Japanese cards, I'm down. I'm about it. Next up, another OG banger that I never had growing up was this Mewtwo. This Mewtwo is an awesome card. I love this design. Just the psychic Pokemon I'm a sucker for, and you can get this one. It says the near mint is going for around $34.82, $35, give or take, but there are lightly played versions for $21.99. $26.99, $29.95. And again, if you're a binder collector or you're just investing and you are just doing ungraded cards, this is a pretty good card for a pretty good price for one of, I feel like, the biggest chase cards back in the day. I feel like everyone wanted Charizard and Blastoise and Mewtwo and Dragonite. So this was like such a banger back in the day, and now to go for like $30 in comparison to some other cards, yeah, I think it's an underrated card in the grand scheme of things. Next up, I have this Charizard promo. I really like this card. I actually bought this card. I bought a couple copies. I think I bought like 2 copies of this card, maybe. If not, maybe I only bought 1. And if I only bought 1, I'd be kicking myself, because I feel like this card is probably going to go up in price. I do really like this card. It's $34.99 lightly played up here, but if you scroll down, you can see near mint $26.69, lightly played $26.99, $27.75. So you can find it for around there, but maybe not anymore, because I remember when I bought this, I think the price shot up the next day. I feel like I reminded the seller, like, hey, you gotta raise your price or something, because it was literally like the same day or the next day I checked back and the price was raised. So this card I do think is a good long-term investment, especially if you get it paired with the Mew card that it comes with, or the Mewtwo card that it comes with, sorry. Yeah, great Charizard card. Next up, I have this Charmander art. I really like this. It's funny how he's sitting in the window like a cat, and there's this Pidgey annoying the crap out of him. I think it's comical. I think it's an enjoyable art. A lot of people seem to like this as well. If you want to find it, you can actually go find it in the wild in an Obsidian Flames ETB if you can manage to find one. But I found one a week ago, 2 weeks ago at a local GameStop. So they still are on the shelves. And people seem to not really hype up Obsidian Flames, so you might be able to find one for close to MSRP on like Facebook Marketplace or something. But if you just want the card, you can get it, and it's around $16.62 according to TCG Player right now, which I'm sure is very reliable. Next up, I didn't know about this artwork growing up, but I absolutely love it. This dark Crobat. I really enjoy this artwork. I'm not like a huge fan of Crobat, but I don't even need to really look up the price, because I'm pretty sure a lightly played or near mint is what I got, and it was like $20. So, you know what? I lied. Let's look up the price, see if I'm correct. Lightly played 17, near mint 17. Yeah, so it was like 20 bucks for a near mint copy. I think it was good looking. I think it was beautiful. Love it. Love it. I'm telling you, man, any card with a moon on it, and I'm in there. Next up, I have this Eevee card. I really enjoy this Eevee card, just kind of laying there, enjoying himself like he's a little dog with some toys, some shoe toys and all that stuff laying around him. Looks peaceful, looks comfortable, looks like he needs a little belly rub. Near mint holo foil is going for around $10 before shipping. So let's see, yep, $10 give or take for this promo. And I think that Eevee fans will really probably like this card, and therefore maybe it's a good investment long term. Who knows? Who really knows? There's no way to tell. And at this point, I don't even like really speculating on price stuff, because it's so silly and it's driven by seemingly whatever. So I don't know, but I do know that this is a nice Eevee card, so Eevee fans probably will enjoy this. Next up, I have this Gastly. This Gastly, I just love the concept of this. All these Pokemon walking through the streets and scaring the crap out of people. I really like it. I think it's funny. There's a moon in the background, so you know I'm all about it. And the price is really going up. I think people seem to like this card a lot. This seems to be one of the chase cards from Temporal Forces, and yeah, it says market price is $38.69, but recently there were some sales that were $29.20, $29.95, so I'm going to keep it in the video, but definitely I think the price is shooting up on this one, because this one has some of that just social media hype. People are talking about it, people like it, and I get it. I really love the concept of this, and Gastly, Gengar, and Haunter, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And speaking of all those Pokemon, let's talk about Gengar for a second. This is a Gengar card from Dark Phantasma. The near mint, it says $15. If you scroll down, we have a couple of near mints for $15 and then one for $31.92. That's quite a big jump. This one seems to be graded gem mint 9.5 from CGC. That's why it's jumped so high. But that being said, a graded card for that cheap, it's a pretty inexpensive card. I feel like that's because not a lot of people seem to like this card. I think this is a card that has a big population. I feel like there's a lot of listings for this card. It's not going for a lot of money, and people don't seem to like it as much as some of the other chase cards. And honestly, I don't blame them, because I like the other modern chase cards, and I want to like this one just as much, but something about it, I feel like his face looks like he's got this like derpy look. He looks like he's just like looking up at the ceiling, borderline cross-eyed, like and it looks goofy to me. I don't know, but it is a Gengar card, so you know, it gets points for that. And I like the fact that he's kind of hanging out with people by the campfire. It is interesting, but gotta be honest, not my favorite Gengar card. Next up, I have the Giovanni's Charisma. Now, this is the Japanese version, and I really like this card because I like the idea of collecting all of the full arts that prominently display the old gym leaders. I just like that idea. So yeah, I like this card for that reason. It's chill, it's nice, the artwork is cool, and it just makes Giovanni seem like he's this super rich, wealthy, bougie-ass dude. And I don't know, it's nice, it's warm, got some warm colors, the Persian's in it, who doesn't love Persian? And yeah, I think it's a nice card. It says right here, near mint holofoil is $18.11. Scroll down, more near mint holofoils, $19.10, $18.11. One says $40 and one says $75, which is seems crazy, but yeah, you can expect to spend around $20 for this card. Next up, I have this Glaceon from VSTAR Universe. This card is going near mint for around $26. I really like the artwork, and I know this is a weird compliment, but the yellows that are in the actual card description and the VSTAR logo and stuff like that really complement the blues and yellows in the card art, which I know, weird thing to say, but yeah. This card is going for around $30 near mint, so it's on the list. Next up, I got this Gloom artwork. Gloom's not my favorite Pokemon. Gloom is not my favorite Pokemon, but I saw this card artwork and I immediately fell in love. Just the colors and the design, it's so beautiful, and something I'm just realizing now. I didn't even realize until taking even further glance. We got a couple of Weedles down here on the bottom. I love this card, I love the artwork, and for around $12, $12.13 near mint. If I scroll down, there's a near mint that says $4.37. I scroll down, another near mint $6.45, near mint $7.35. So you can actually find it for cheaper probably than $12.13. But I gotta say, man, this Gloom artwork, I love it. Next up, I have this Greninja. This is a Scarlet and Violet promo card. It says that the near mint is $38.79, but if you scroll down, there are a lot of listings that sold for around $29, so I'm counting it easily on this list, and I gotta say the artwork is really cool. I feel like this is one of those cards that probably looks way better in person, but it still looks pretty good in this picture, so throwing it on the list. Oh, I lied. I got one more vintage card, and actually, it's funny that this is on the list because mine just arrived today. I got this card today. Yeah, you can find this for under $30, and I like this card a lot. I think it's funny, even though there might be some people who are like, excuse me, that's like, this card is problematic, but like personally, I think it's hilarious. And the near mint copy can be found for like $20, $21, $25, around there, so well under the $30 mark, and for a vintage card from one of, if not my favorite set of all time. So I mean, I love the OG Team Rocket set. Dark Pokemon, bring them back. If the Pokemon Company is listening, which they are not, please bring back Dark Pokemon. Everybody wants them. You have cute and fluffy stuff everywhere all the time. Just bring them back. Everybody likes them. Everybody wants them. Stop. We don't need any more blonde girls running around with Jigglypuffs, okay? Give me the Dark Pokemon, alright? Next up, I have this Houndoom. It's around $30 for this card, and then if you scroll down, it says it's like $15. Two near mints for around $15. I don't know how the pricing works on TCG Player, so if anybody knows, please explain in the comments, because whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, this card art, pretty cool, pretty awesome. And as far as monochromatic cards go, this is one of the most monochromatic cards that I have ever seen, and therefore it is burnt into my brain. Next up, I have this Iron Crown. Now, this is a beautiful card. This is from Cyber Judge, so it's the Japanese version. It says that the near mint holo foil is $35, but if you scroll down here, it says that the market price is $25. So I'm putting it on the list as a $30 card, but yeah, price might fluctuate. I mean, it's definitely going to fluctuate, but especially now in this crazy market, might fluctuate. Next up, one of my favorite cards on the list, aside from the OG vintage cards that I got a big soft spot for, this card right here is one of my favorite modern artworks. Not to mention, there is, yes, that's right, there's a moon in the background. But I gotta say, the waves, this old school Japanese painting style looks so sick. I love this card. I saw someone post it on Poke Investing. They picked up a bunch of copies. Another post I saw on Poke Investing with this card graded. This is a popular card. I'm not the only person that thinks it looks super dope. Those boxes are sold out, and people don't seem to be buying Shrouded Fable right now, but those boxes, the Kingdra boxes, sold out everywhere that I've looked. The near mint holo foil is going for $29.66. You scroll down, market price $28.58. So this card is going for basically the same price as the box itself, pretty much. So yeah, people love this card, and for good reason. It's one of the sickest modern artworks that I've seen so far. This Leafeon, yes, another evolution, is $35 near mint. If we scroll down, it is $24.53. So not bad, under 30 bucks. It's a beautiful card. I really like this card. Again, another card from VSTAR Universe, which is such a strong Japanese set. This artwork is awesome. I really like it. The fact that the tail is kind of in the jar of water, and it's just in a greenhouse. We have lilacs around in the window out there, and just all this beautiful foliage around the Leafeon, and it's sitting by a window in a greenhouse. I absolutely love it. Great Leafeon card. Next up, I have this Marill. This Marill from Snow Hazard. Yes, this is a Japanese card. It is $16.94 near mint. Really like this artwork. I think it's very aesthetically pleasing. There's a lot of blues, but I feel that the use of the light and the shadow behind Marill does a good job of making the Marill kind of pop off of the background. It doesn't get lost in the blues, and it's a great card. And I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of the artwork. It's near mint for $16.94. If I scroll down here, market price $6.02. So very popular. I think this might be taking off a little bit in English. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the Japanese version still pretty affordable. Ooh, another one of my favorite cards on this whole list is this Mew. This Mew from VSTAR Universe, another banger from VSTAR Universe, which VSTAR Universe is basically like the Crown Zenith equivalent, give or take, but near mint copy says around $8. Now that price has gone up. I know for a fact because this is another card that I bought and immediately after they raised the price. And I gotta say, this card is beautiful. Now the market price is around $10, $10.35, $10 to $12, give or take. Yep, down here near mint's $12, $13, $14, but I think it's a great card. I think it's a beautiful card from one of the best sets in Japanese, in my opinion, and yeah, I just think it's a great card with a lot of different Pokemon on it, and it's one of the best Mew artworks in my opinion. And speaking of Mew artworks, this is another one. This is a lot of pink. There's a lot of pink in this card. The near mint holo foil says going for like $29.99. Scroll down, $25.97. So it's a pretty good price, pretty decent price, I would say, in comparison, but it's definitely riding that threshold of being past $30. But this is a nice card. The artwork is very soft and cartoonish, and it's, you know, it's got this cutesy pink feel. There's a lady just enjoying her, what's that? She's enjoying her coffee in the morning. Is that a sunrise coming up? So, you know, I like it. Mew's just flying through the town. It's a cute little town. Is it my favorite Mew card? No, but I really can appreciate the artwork, even though I'm not rushing to get this card in my collection specifically. Alright, Ninetales. This card has seen a little bit of movement recently, or at least that's what I've heard, and I don't blame people for liking this card. This is one of those cards that I saw and I immediately fell in love with the artwork. Yes, it's a Generation 1 Pokemon, so of course that's going to be a soft spot for me, but it's also part of Obsidian Flames, so I think not a lot of people really paid attention to this card just because people seem to write off Obsidian Flames as like a not as good set or not as fun, or just, I don't know why people don't seem to like Obsidian Flames, but this Ninetales is absolutely beautiful, very aesthetically pleasing, very yellow. The darkness of the framing of the trees in the front, the Ninetales seems to not really get lost, and normally your eye goes to either the brightest part of the image or the most contrast or the sharpest, but I will say that this is definitely where a scenario where the brightest part of the image is the Ninetales, therefore that's where your eye goes, especially again with that vignetting. Really nice. Near mint holofoil, $26.97. I scroll down, $22.32 for some prices. Near mint holofoil, $10, $13.15, $14.12, $14.22. Yeah, so honestly, the prices on TCG Player, it seems like they're all over the place. I don't know how they base these prices. It seems like it's whatever. Next up, from Crown Zenith, one of the strongest Pokemon sets in English. This Pikachu, this is a secret card. The lightly played version is going for $13.69. We scroll down. What else we got? $15.54. Scroll down. These are damage cards. Okay, near mint, $12.69. Lightly played, $13. Lightly played, $13.69. So you're looking at like $14 for a lightly played card. I saw this at my local game store, and they were only selling it for around $10. I think it was. It might have been $10. So that was a few months ago. I'm assuming this card has gone up in price there as well, but I don't blame them because it's a beautiful card. I don't know the pull rates on this because I've heard people say that Crown Zenith pull rates are somewhat high, so as far as investment potential, I'm not sure. But as far as good looking cards for the price as a collector, I really am a fan of this card, especially because look how many Pokemon we get on here. We get so many different Pokemon. It's just a great looking card in my opinion. Next up, I have this Riolu. This Riolu is really popular right now. A lot of people have been talking about it. I've seen it pop up in a couple different videos, and it's just one of those funny comical cards where the Pokemon is destroying stuff, and it's kind of like a dog kind of acting like a puppy. Another one where the Pokemon is sort of acting like a real life animal, kind of just being, it feels like it could be in everyday life the way it's acting and doing those things. So I do appreciate those kind of real world scenarios with Pokemon, and I feel like this is one of those. Near mint holofoil is going for $34.99, and if we scroll down, market price $29.88, and if we scroll down, near mint holofoil $12.90, $12.95. What's up with these prices? $19.20. Heavily played $19.59, damaged $19.79, lightly played $22. How do these prices? Okay, I'm done commenting about how insane the TCG Player website prices are, but yeah, so there you go. There's a Riolu. I think it's under $30. And here I'm just going to talk about all of these cards. Look at all these cards. Look at all these beautiful cards. Now, obviously, yes, you have to look at the market price, so some of them are going to be a little bit above, $30. But all of these vintage cards are below $30. You can get so many vintage cards for below $30. And this one, I love this one. This card, underrated in my opinion. Dark Machamp. I don't know why. I just love the artwork. Please bring back Dark Pokemon. But yes, all of these Dark Rocket Pokemon, you can get a lot of them, most of them, for under $30 each. That being said, I am waiting on my last card to come in the mail. It's ironically, it's here comes Team Rocket, but that's coming in the mail, and then that's it. I've completed my first ever Pokemon set in my entire life. I'm very stoked for it. But yes, Team Rocket is the first set I'm completing. I'm happy about that. Love the set. And also with Team Rocket coming up, if you're an investor, I wouldn't be surprised if you had like a Team Rocket Master set, if that like went up in price over time, or just some of these singles might just go up in price with all of this newfound eyes on Team Rocket stuff. Could be totally off on that, but that's just something that I think about. So had to shout out this set because it's the first I'm completing and it's awesome. Next up, I got this Steelix from Dream League. Dream League is another heavy hitter banger set. I was into the hobby around the time when Eevee Heroes and Dream League came out, and I should have. Evolving Skies. I was so close. I missed it, and dude, man, Dream League. I wish I got a couple boxes because Dream League, such an awesome set, an awesome Japanese set. This Steelix is no exception to the awesomeness. I absolutely love this card. We have a trainer in the front. We have this big shiny Steelix in the background. It looks menacing. The lighting shooting up on it, almost like you're telling a campfire story with a flashlight pointing up, is kind of how it looks. I just like this card. $39.99 it says up here. Scroll down, market price $9.87. Okay, I know I said I was going to stop commenting on the TCG player prices, but seriously, what is Nearman Holofoil $39.99 for market price $9.87? So like, what they don't show they just show any listing? Because do they just show the most expensive listing because they want to flex initially? Like, what are the prices? How does this work? Anyway, yeah, 39. Okay, Nearman Holofoil $39.99. I don't know. The market price says $9.87. I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to make these lists for you. It's really it's just between me and you. I just want to talk about cool artwork that I like. So I have to make a numbered list, as Jenny Nicholson says, because I just have to. Next up, I have this Sudowoodo. I actually like this card a lot. I'm not like the biggest fan of this Pokemon. It's not like I don't like it or anything, but I'm never like, oh wow, Sudowoodo. But this is a card where I like the artwork so much that I'm sitting here like, it's so cheap. Should I buy it? You know what I mean? Just because I really like the fact that it's kind of camouflaged. If you just look at this card from afar, you wouldn't initially see the Pokemon. You kind of have to dissect the image a little bit, and then you're like, oh, nice, I get it. So yeah, fun Pokemon card. I like it, and it says Nearman Holofoil $450, market price $324. So not bad, and yeah, cool card. Okay, this card really needs no introduction, and it is riding that line of being above $30. But this Suicune from VSTAR Universe, again, another banger from that Crown Zenith equivalent in Japanese. The VSTAR Universe dog trio all look amazing, but I gotta say right now, I think that the Suicune is my favorite artwork. Used to be the Entei. Honestly, someday it's probably gonna be the Ryoku. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry if I'm butchering things, but the Suicune right now, currently my favorite artwork. Just the galaxy, the star trails, those like sharp, jagged rocks in this kind of Antarctic snowy landscape. It's beautiful. It says that the near mint is like $30, give or take. Market price $19.06. Don't have, okay, near mint holofoil $30. So yeah, it's getting close to that $30 mark, but you could probably find it for around $20, give or take. I'm almost positive. I've seen listings like that on eBay. But yeah, Suicune V, Such a beautiful card. Next up, I have this Umbreon card. If you are too broke to afford one of the good Umbreon cards, well, don't worry. You could probably afford this one where it looks like Umbreon is pooping the moon out of his butt and dashing away because it stinks so bad. If you look down here, it says $12.62 for a lightly played. Scroll down even further. Bada bing, bada boom, pepperoncinis. Market price says $5.86. What is reality? I have no idea, but this card is most definitely not, you know, $2,000, $1,500. But last but not least, we have this Zekrom card. Very cool, very awesome. VMAX Climax, another very strong Japanese set. $9 for a near mint hollow foil. Scroll down, market price is $7.62. So this Zekrom card, if you're a fan of Zekrom, I think the artwork is beautiful. All the different colors, the gradient, the fact that it's flying in the sky, the fact that we get a trainer, it's just awesome. This Loudred, gotta say, it punched me in the face as soon as I saw it. The lines are clean, it's very bold, it's graphic. This is like the Lindsay Adler of cards. That's a little bit of a deep cut for my portrait photography fans, but yeah, gotta say, this is a dope card. I love the colors, it hits you in the face, and this is one of those cards that, although I think the artwork is great, nobody else does, or nobody else seems to want to pay a lot of money for it, because it says the near mint price is $167 up here. Scroll down, market price $228. Scroll down, $1.67, $1.68, $1.68, $1.68, all near mints. So nobody likes this card, but I do. So that's it for the video. There's 30 cards that I like for under $30. Let me know what cards you like for under $30 in the comments. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, all that stuff. I really seriously, sincerely do appreciate you watching the whole video. I really do. So thank you. And if you like it, click like, click subscribe, all that stuff. I have to remind people. I know it's corny, it's tacky, but gotta say it. So yes, hope to catch you in the next one. I hope to catch you in the next one. I hope to catch you in the next one. Okay, said that 3 times. We're done.